All right, hello, my friends. So, today we are going to be talking about and breaking down the fallacy of obligation. This is something that I have been playing with, and to be transparent, something that I have struggled with over the years. But that struggle was divine because it led me to come to this realization that obligation is a complete fallacy. But let me tell you this: obligation is real for a lot of people, and the feelings of guilt, feeling guilty because guilt basically getting people to do things they don't want to do, or the feelings of fear of disappointing loved ones, or fear of the opinions of others. These are very real things for a lot of people, and in this video I'm going to share with you why, despite feeling those intense emotions, we are not obligated to do anything in our lives that we do not want to do. So obligation, this basically, this breakdown is very simple, and I'm gonna give you a visual diagram that has all this in the description below that I created. But it's essentially this: if we feel obligated to do anything in our lives that we don't want to do, if we feel obligated to force ourselves to do things that we don't want to do, there's one of two paths that we must go down. The first path is, well, let me backtrack. If we feel obligated to do anything that we do not want to do, the first question we must ask ourselves is, are we living aligned with our highest priorities in life, our highest values in life, and our highest virtues in life? If the answer is yes, you know what your highest priorities are, you know what your highest values and virtues are, and you can confidently say to yourself that you are living aligned with, I am living aligned with my highest values and virtues in life, and you still don't want to do the thing, then guess what? There's zero obligation to do anything that we do not want to do in life. And everybody, in whatever situation it is, everyone and everything is going to be better off if you do what you truly want to do. Because if you go into any situation from a place of obligation, you are living inauthentically, because you are forcing yourself to do something you do not want to do. You're going to go into whatever situation it is with a low vibration that's going to be contagious to everyone and everything around you. You may be short with people, you may be annoyed, you may go into whatever it is, angry or feeling frustrated, and guess what? Everyone and everything is going to be better off if you just do what you want to do and live authentically as opposed to inauthentically. So that's path one. Are you living aligned with your highest virtues and values? Yes. You still feel obligated to do the thing? Then guess what? There's zero obligation to do the thing, because obligation is a fallacy, and we will be best doing what we truly desire to do. Everyone involved will be better off if you do what you truly desire to do. Okay, the next path is when we ask ourselves the question, am I living aligned with my highest values, virtues, and priorities in life? If you ask yourself that question and the answer is no, or the answer is, I don't know what my highest values and virtues are, I don't know what my highest priorities are, it's not clear. If the answer is either of those things, you go on this path, the other path. And if you don't know what your highest values, virtues, and priorities are in life, the first step on this path is to actually discover what your highest priorities are in your life and what your highest values are. Okay? We must discover these things if we don't know them. Once we discover what our highest values are and start living by them, a lot of the times what we discover is that we actually want to do the thing that we didn't want to do before when we live aligned with our highest virtues. You see? And so in that case, what we do is we choose to do the thing. But we choose to do the thing because we want to do it, as opposed to doing it from a place of obligation where we didn't want to do it. And then guess what? We go do the thing. We go do whatever it is with joy and with gratitude because we actually want to do it. Right? Or on this path, if we're not living in line with our highest virtues and values and we know what they are, then we shift. We shift to living in line with our highest values and virtues, and then again, we get to do the thing. It's an opportunity, it's a blessing, and living authentically for us will be doing whatever it is, so we go do it with joy and with gratitude. So that's the two paths. Obligation is very simple. However, when we feel obligated to do things, the emotions associated with obligation that often stem from external sources, or external pressure, whether it's the pressure to conform to society, the pressure to get a good career, the pressure to show people how successful we are, the pressure to conform to other people's opinions, the pressure to be agreeable, the pressure to appease your parents because they raised you and took care of you, and so we feel pressure and guilt if we don't do exactly what they say at all times. Obligation is something that plagues, I would say, the vast majority of people in society, and I'm here to tell you now that it's an absolute fallacy. And the entire world will be better off if we all live and do exactly what we truly desire to do at any given moment, because that is us living authentically. And I've done a video on selflessness being misguided, but what I'll tell you again in this video is that selflessness is completely misguided. And in order for us to be a force of positivity in the world, to make a positive impact on the world, a true positive impact, we must learn to love ourselves and love and take care of ourselves. We must learn to nurture ourselves, to accept ourselves for the perfectly imperfect divine expression of the universe that we all are. We must learn to accept ourselves and love ourselves before we can truly love anyone or anything else. That's why selflessness is misguided. Go watch that video if you haven't and you're curious. But what I'll say is this: the feelings of shame, guilt are some of the lowest vibrational feelings, and they're very real. However, we must let them go, because guess what? Feeling shame or guilt because you are living true to yourself is a fallacy. And guess what? In the end, everyone involved will come to realize that you doing what is best for you is what is best for everyone. Obligation's a fallacy. I love you all. Live aligned with your highest values and virtues, and get clear on what your highest priorities are, and then freedom is yours. We can do, have, or be anything we want. I love you all. There's zero force to do anything. If we have to force ourselves, it's living inauthentically. Okay, that's all. I love you all. There's going to be a visual diagram in the description that you can look at that makes this concept very simple and easy to understand. All right, enjoy the beautifulness of the beautifulness.